Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another episode of Live and Five, baby. It is ladies' night. It is late night over here at Live and Five. We were recording into the evening hours over here. So, Cap, it is episode 104, Z104, the R&B station, the rap station in Madison, Wisconsin. So shout out to Dane County. Shout out to Connie and Fish at Z104 FM radio dial. Cap, how you doing, man? What's shaking? How's your chin? You feeling? What's up, man?
Doing well. Yeah. Had a good week, had a healthy week, and I'm actually headed up to the UP to funny story. I'm headed up to the UP to watch this Michigan Tech Northern Michigan rivalry series with Casey Purper.
So are they playing in Houghton or are they playing in Marquette, or is it a home and home?
Home and home.
Oh my God. Are you guys going to do any fishing when you're up there, or is it strictly just a piss fest?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't really decided on what we're going to do, but we're going to feel it out when we get out there and see what happens. But
you're obviously driving there because you can't fly.
Yeah, we're driving there. It's going to be about, Perp's telling me it's going to be about 5.5. It's going to be 6 to 6.5,
For sure.
It's a poke out there, but the drive out there will be fun. The drive back will be a battle. I mean, once we get there, we're going to Houghton first, and I've never been to the UP, Jordo, so I'm kind of excited to see what they got up there. I know it's out in the boonies, but it's going to be some pretty good nature. So I know we got a hike planned for Saturday morning in Marquette.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under on that one, especially after a night in Houghton. You're not going to be hiking, dude. You're going to be hiking to get your car about 2 miles away because you're going to end up in Hancock across the river. So you've never been up there, right?
No.
My God, dude, the UP has such a chin. Like, I always think northern Wisconsin is one of the most nails places you could go. It's similar to northern Minnesota. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit Lenny biased in terms of my good Wisconsinites, but the UP has a very granite chin. We played my freshman year, Azo, in Houghton, Michigan. And oh my God, if you would have played in this rink, Azo, like, you get hit into these boards and it just feels like you separate your shoulder every single time. They had that old school seamless glass. Do you remember the Ralph used to have it?
Oh, yeah.
Where basically
so
if you got hit too hard, the glass would just break on you. It wasn't plexiglass, it was legit glass. So they had that. And then they had the boards that were like the double wide boards. And I don't know if they put just straight lead in between the plastic, but it hurt so bad every time you got hit there. Yeah, we played there my freshman year, the last weekend before Christmas. And I kind of liked it. I mean, I kind of like the UP. I think you're going to have fun. You can actually ski. I don't know if they have snow up there yet, but you can ski in Hancock across the river. They got like some legit hills there.
Yeah, that's what Perp was telling me. He's like, it's got a little ski vibe to it, like Ski Town vibe. So, I mean, those towns are always cool and fun to be in. So, I'm excited to check it out. I mean, Perp's talking it up. He's saying, like, both arenas are going to be packed. It's going to be a good atmosphere at these games because it's a big rivalry. So it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for the report back and what you get up to, because I don't think you can do a whole lot other than just hit the piss in that neck of the woods or ice fish. That's about it. I mean, I guess hike or ski, but it's gritty. It's greasy.
Jump in Superior after.
Yeah, we used to go up there, and I forget the name of the ski hill, but we went up there a couple times as kids, even just skiing. It's a good time. I think you're gonna have fun. I would love to see Northern Michigan. I've never seen it. I've seen Lake State. I've seen obviously Michigan Tech, but I've never seen Northern Tisch right on the chin of Marquette right there. So it's a place where you make love to your cousin. You know what I mean? Like, if your cousin's above a 6, you're taking her home, and we'll just change the social security number and the nameplate, and we'll get away with this. You remember that kid named Blake Petola back in the day in 1993? So he was from Houghton, and he was a really good player. He was a 1993, same age as me, played at the U.S. program, just like you, Azo. But in that neck of the woods, I forget what he told me, but I think there's over 300 Pitolas and then there's over 300 Hitolas. So I think they just at one point got sick of naming everyone Pitola and they just went to Hitola. It's spelled the exact same way, obviously just a P and an H. So he had so many cousins up there. And I remember the one year we played against Michigan Tech, that year they were in the WCHA, there was like 3 Hitolas and Pitolas on the team, and I couldn't even tell them apart.
Yeah, I think I don't know if there's like a different culture up there, Jordo, or what they got going on, but I know there's like a little different type of religion or something, community, where they have a ton of kids.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what it's called, but that's what I've heard. So yeah, these people are just different life up there.
Yeah, it's somewhere between an Amish and a Scientologist, and I don't know exactly what that qualifies. Maybe I guess what is that? Mormon? Let's go with Mormon. You're either Mormon or Jewish, one of the two.
It's a form of Mormonism.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of now. This show is just a geographic UP show. There's a lot of people that are Finnish up there, which is interesting. Scandinavian folk. So
probably similar climate and seasons,
and no sun. So yeah, you're gonna have to report back to me. Azo, I was talking to our boy Diamond Hands Daniel Amsbury on the way home after I just went and had dinner with my folks. And an update out of Diamond Paws, because you remember when we had him on the show, I said, hey, I'll be your agent if you need one. So he was not able to come to terms with an East Coast Hockey League deal. He was maybe going to sign in Fort Wayne, but like I always say, yesterday's price, not today's. So Azo, he is flipping the script. He is changing sports. He signed in the NLL, the National Lacrosse League, and is going to play for the Halifax Thunderbirds. And his debut in the Pro Lacrosse League is on Sunday. So he's got like 3 days of a training camp in Halifax. He's flying there now. And on Sunday, he's making his league debut in the National Lacrosse League. I said, fella, chuck and duck, because he's going first shift.
No way. So and they fight like they do in hockey and these things. Oh,
it's even crazier.
Yeah, because they're on shoes.
Right. And it's harder for the referees or officials to break it up.
Yeah, they you don't fall as often, so they're just teeing off.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
And they take their buckets off too. So it's just it's basically just a knife fight in a ditch.
Oh yeah, it's a bar brawl where you're both not going down, fighting another nail gun.
How insane is that? Diamond Paws says, you know what? I don't like the deals I'm getting in hockey. I'm just going to go play lacrosse. Like, that is so nails.
You got to love how some of them use the elbow pad as a weapon too. Like they put it on their forearm and just start throwing the elbow pads.
Yeah, they almost have like the elbow protector in baseball, and they just start throwing that thing. Just haymaker, just the old chicken wing, the old Buffalo Wild Wing special. Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I want to get some game film out of there, but I also want to find a way to watch that game because he's going to go at least twice. Like there's a reason why they're signing him. I don't know if it's for his goal scoring ability, but maybe he's a good player because he was telling us he was a lacrosse guy.
Yeah, he was telling us he knows how to play. So I'd be curious to see him play, but yeah, it is going to be fun to see him fight. I mean, the other guy's got to be an absolute psychopath too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For 100%. So shout out to Diamond Hands. I saw his Rocky like montage the other day. He dropped as well. Just a training highlight. I love that guy. He is such a gun. So shout out to our boy Diamond Hands over here at Live in 5. Azo, I just got back last week from the chin of Soak City, Utah, Salt Lake. City's growing on me, fella. You know what? I will say it. Hand up to God. That puts them at notch 1. I do think this place has a little bit more to give than I originally thought. A couple times previously, you know what? I stayed downtown. It wasn't perfect. I didn't really feel out the different parts and the nuances of the city, but I found a spot. We were chatting a little bit earlier in the week about Lake Blanche. I mean, what a hike, dude. That hike was one of the better hikes. I put it up there with Maroon Bells and Aspen and a couple we did with the Cowboys when we went out west in Montana, but it was unbelievable. Like the hike up, the journey up. I didn't see anyone, Azo, for probably the first hour and a half, and you've done this hike as well, and so you can kind of attest to it's fucking long. Like I remember I finally saw somebody and I looked at them like, because I don't have any cell service, I'm like, how far am I? They're like, oh well, you got another mile and a half, and just in case the moose that I saw comes back on the trail. There's one up there, like, another 800
I
yards.
saw a moose on that trail.
Did you?
Yes.
Were you scared?
I mean, it was far away at the time, but yeah, because moose are actually they're supposed to be the most dangerous animal to find on the trail because they
Yeah.
actually get aggressive versus like most bears will run away or any other animals. But sometimes a moose will actually get pissed off and start running at you. But it was far enough away. I wasn't too worried, but yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, and just the whole hike up too. I love how you're kind of just like you're kind of boxed into this little trail. You follow the creek all the way up, and then you get to the top where the lake is, and it's unreal, man. It was one of the sickest hikes I've done. You get to the little rocky area, you see Lake Blanche, and then you can kind of work your way up the half wall of the rocky area. That's not really like a cliff, but it's just kind of like this rocky, edgy area.
Mhm.
And you get to the top of that, and if you look to, it would be the north, you can see the entire city of Salt Lake and Salt Lake behind it, fella. It was unreal. I was like, wow, this is worth it, because you never know when you do a hike for the first time. Like, is it going to be worth it? It's 3.8 miles up, like 3.8.
You're debating it too. You're like,
yeah,
do I battle it? Do I battle it? Like, is it going to be worth it at the end?
Yeah, man. It was literally Miley Cyrus to climb. I do get a little, I wouldn't say nervous, but I would say my sixth sense and my instinct kicks in when you don't see other people or humanity for that long. Like, it was legit. It was legit the first hour. You know what I mean? And then probably the next 30 or 40 minutes, I saw some people. But that first hour, I was like, fuck me. Like, if I go down, like, I didn't eat breakfast before this. Usually I fast, so I'll be okay. But I'm also at 8,900 feet up here. Like, who knows if I drop or if I have a migraine. I had all those thoughts going through me. I didn't have a ton of water on me. I was like, fuck, I might be in one here, but I just, you got to trust that you'll be fine. But those thoughts started creeping in a little bit because you don't see anyone, man. And then your music cuts out. So
yeah,
it gets a little dicey.
Is that, you got the headphones on? Sometimes I battle myself when I'm going on those hikes. I'm like, sometimes it's like, I kind of want to just listen to the nature, but then other times I want to have the headphones in. But yeah, how sick is that drive out to that trail too?
Oh, the stick handle was unbelievable in that preserve where you're winding through the mountains, and you get to that one point where the rocks on each side of the road are like probably only 10 feet apart, and you're coming around a bend and people are coming on the other side, obviously, because it's a 2-lane highway. I was like, Jesus, you don't want to be stick handle on this thing,
No,
if you're taking shrooms, make sure you have a designated driver.
You feel like you're inside the earth.
You do. It was sweet, man. So that was really sweet. And then I went to this place called the Cotton Bottom, which is a burger bar joint. I don't know if you ever went there. It's like a dive bar, but I sat outside. It was a Saturday. It was kind of along a bike or running trail in Cottonwood. So I sat there at the Cotton Bottom. They had live tunes, had a beer, had a burger. I treated myself. Yeah, so the city is growing on me. There's some good pockets. Like, there's not a ton going on, but there's some good pockets of streets that have like these new trendier places, some restaurants, and like I said, man, it's better than I thought at first glance.
There's just plenty to do there. It's just the downtown is, if you're looking for a downtown scene, this isn't the spot. But there is a lot of cool little sick pockets, and you can stay busy. That's why this trail isn't that busy, Jordo's, because there's so many of those hikes around there. It's
right.
You get the pick of the litter. I used to go on so many of those, and it was a new one every time, and they're all just nasty.
Yeah, it was. And I would say probably I caught it at the time where you could maybe hike it for another week before you really had to put the snow boots on and the gear, because it was getting icy towards the top where I was almost had to like, well, I was bull legging it. So I would actually make it up the hill. Otherwise I just slide down like a slip and slide, because I didn't have spikes on. I had some Asics that I basically just threw away after, because they were so muddy. But yeah, I would say this week is probably the last week you could really do that hike without having spikes on or poles, you know what I mean? Because it's going to start snowing up there. It's going to get icy. But it was perfect day, man. It was like 60 degrees. You're up there. It's like 40. So the hoodie helps you get a little sweat. Yeah, I was loving it. Those hikes, Ozzo, they're so much better. You can't have everything in Arizona, but they're so much better than the Arizona hikes because you're looking at dirt the whole time, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. Now I'm looking at creeks. I'm hearing the birds chirping. You got signs of moose. There's different things, and but I will come clean, and I apologize to all of our female listeners, Ozzo. I really felt the trail, and I was telling my Uncle Mark this. I had to take a shit on the trail, and it was one of the cleanest shits I've ever had. It's one of those where you walk.
What'd you choose? Like, do you do a back squat like on or a wall squat or whatever they call them?
Wall sit.
Wall sit.
Yes. So I found some higher ground, and I went arse down the hill. I went up this gorge of like off the trail where it was basically it was a gorge. It was this like little area, it was like valley carved out, and I went about halfway up it so nobody could see me. And I went, I got the higher ground. I established that. And then I went shitter south of the hill. And it was, also, I will say this, we don't have to get too graphic with it, but anytime you get that clean of a poop, and especially on the trail, because it could have went two ways. I mean, it was after I had some steak the night before and I had a coffee, and it was one of those where you can immediately high step after, where you don't have to use a shirt or anything on you to wipe, and you just pick up your spandex, you put your gitch back on, and you start hiking again. It was after that, man, I felt like I could do anything. I was like, wow, I feel like a new man. So I was battling it though for the first like 45 minutes. I'm like, what do I do, man? This sucks. But
that's such a good feeling when you get a clean one to come out.
I got away with
especially on the trail.
I felt like it was an assist where you just set the puck up behind the net and Connor McDavid picks it up and he takes it 200 feet dangling through five guys. That's how I felt. I felt like I was already sitting on the bench with my assist. I didn't even have to do anything. So it was a win-win. It was a great day. I got to see Nicky play his 600th game in Utah. They lost to Tampa Bay. Saw Coop after as well. But man, it's Salt Lake. It's growing on me. So I'll be back there for Christmas.
600. That's so many.
So many tilts, man.
Hilarious.
Yeah. They those guys just had their rookie party in Toronto. I think they're there for the next 2 days, and then they're going to Montreal and Ottawa. Man, the schedule though for these guys, because they have to cram it in before the Olympic break, is insane. Like that was their only break more than 2 days when I went and saw them. They had 4 days off, which they won't have the rest of the year.
Is that what's happening? I've been wondering, why are they playing so much? It feels like they're playing every other day.
Yes. And I forget the team though, but there's one team in the National League that has 14 back-to-backs this year. Like that is a lot of hockey. I don't care if you're on the private bird, you're eating filet. That is a lot of hockey, brother. 14 back-to-backs. Like, ooh. Yeah, that's why though. They're playing they're playing 55 games before the Olympic break. So basically 55 games before February 6th, which is a lot of hockey.
How long do you got to schedule for the Olympics? Like how long are they gone?
I think they're gone if you go the whole distance. I think you're gone for 3 weeks. And the guys that end up winning or obviously playing in a medal game, especially the gold medal game, they play like 2 days after the gold medal game in an NHL game. So you finish in Milan, Italy, and you have to come back. And I think the schedule for these teams is 2 days after they play.
You got to think these guys aren't playing.
You got to think that, like, dude, how gassed are these guys going to be? Like this team Canada or USA, and if you're on a good team and you play till June.
What's a guy like Ovi going to do?
Well, good thing he doesn't have to play because Russia's not in it.
He would be playing too. He loves that shit. I feel bad for the Russians, honestly.
Yeah, that does suck. But just think about like Nate McKinnon. Like, was it really worth it to go play World Championships last year after you played 4 nations and you have a little bit of a longer summer, but then you go in and you're like fully knowing you're going to play 55 games before February 4th, whatever it is. You're going to go over to Milan. You're going to play 3 weeks in the Olympics. Then you're going to have 2 days off. You're going to come back to an NHL season, grind out 30 games, and hopefully play till June 15th or June 20th. That, also, I guess if they were paying me $10 million, I would do it, but I don't even know if I like hockey that much. Like, no. I don't know if I do.
See how you'd burn out pretty quick. You got to wonder at their point and their skill level throughout an NHL season, how do you not like pick and choose? How do you not choose to go 80% a couple nights?
That's what I mean.
Are you always just trying to win the game as much as possible? Or like, at what point do you have to like conserve some energy?
Yeah, I don't think those guys think that way. That's probably why they're so good. They're just autistic, and they're so in their mind consumed of being the greatest player to ever play. Like that's how those guys think, is the McKinnons, the McDavids, the Dreisaitl's.
Oh yeah.
That's just, yeah, I don't know if you're like the average Joe. Like, I mean, think about when you were playing pro hockey, both of us most of the time wasn't at the NHL level, but even in the minors, like how many games did you actually even want to play? Like by the end of it, I was probably like, dude, this game sucks. Like, why we're playing it? We're playing again? We're playing it two.
Game day would come. Game day would come. I'd be fucking rattled.
Yeah, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, "Oh my god! Like we're playing these dickheads again. Like we're playing the San Diego Gulls for the 17th time this year. Why are we in Bakersfield on a Wednesday? Like, come on!
You got to go so hard and get injure yourself out there to, make it look like you're trying, and you got to care so much. That's why I give it up for these guys. I always call them nail guns who play this long and play pro hockey. It's not easy out there.
No, it's not.
It's tough. And I think it's easier, obviously playing like a skilled role in the NHL.
For sure. It's fun.
But it's still tough. You still got guys trying to take your head off.
Yeah, I mean, for those guys, the very select individuals, there's probably 20 to 40 of those guys in the entire league where you play the entire power play, you play special teams, you can tell your coach whatever you want, you're safe, the owner can't tell you anything, you're basically invincible. Yeah, then hockey's pretty fun. That's like us at a high school level. Like you decide when you're going to play. But if you're out there, you're just a role player, you don't get to feel the biscuit on the power play, you're playing penalty kill, you're blocking shots. It kind of,
coach wants you to get in the game with 12 minutes on the ice.
You gotta be.
It's like
you
gotta
be,
find a flow with only 12 minutes. How the fuck do you do that? You can't.
Those guys, yeah, that's why those guys are so nails, man. I mean, it's crazy. But have you been watching? Have you seen any of this game film out of this kid in New York on the island? This Matthew Schaefer kid. I mean, he is just absolutely dancing. Like his moxie off the ice matches his moxie on the ice. The way he can skate. The way he provides high octane energy on that back end. I mean, Ozzo, he's one of those guys, at least 12 games in, it seems like he's just like one of those guys that changes a franchise. Like he just injected himself into a lineup and is like, I'm the man. Like I'm dropping my nuts off on the table. I'm bringing them in on a wheelbarrow and here I am. It's pretty crazy to watch a guy like that. Like, just the amount of confidence you have to have. Like, I just put myself in that position. Like, I was scared shitless going into my first training camp. This kid's 18 years old, and he's barely 18. He turned 18 February 6th.
Did you see that stat? Did you see that stat? He was 12 years old when the pandemic started.
Insane.
I just don't. When I saw that, I was like, oh, man, that is a good, do you feel old? And yeah, that made me feel old. This kid is, and his personality, Jordan, when you listen to his interviews too, it's not only just his play on the ice, but he does act a lot older than an 18-year-old. And he talks smooth, and his play out there. I mean, how come we didn't see more highlights of this kid in juniors? Like I didn't really hear about this kid that much.
I think he was hurt last year a little bit, but you're right. Like, why wasn't the hype as much as some of these previous number one overall picks, whether it was Jack Hughes, whether it was Matthews, McDavid, some of these guys that have got drafted over the last 10 years, number one overall. It's just, I mean, I feel like I've heard more about Alexei Lafreniere than this kid.
Oh, and for sure. Juniors.
And Lafreniere isn't half the player that this Schaefer is. I mean, the moxie, the way he can skate, the biggest thing I notice, Ozzo, is his brain when it becomes a situation where he's defending and he's holding a line and it becomes defense to offense. Like he'll break up a play in and around his own blue line, and the way he can just snap his feet and get going the other way, it's pretty crazy. Whether he's killing the play with his feet, his stick, or he's moving the puck, he's joining the rush, or he's a one-man breakout. He's got that breakaway speed, and he's got an elite first step and fast twitch to allow him to switch from offense to defense or defense to offense. I mean, you've seen the kid skate the puck, lug the mail 200 feet, get caught, track a guy down all the way to his own goal line. And then you've seen it on the other side where he kills a play in his own end, run his goal line or his blue line, and he's just up in the rush. It's like this guy's motor is fucking insane.
Oh, he's nuts. He's insane. And think about your body at 18 too. Think about this kid when he's 23, 24. I mean, you got to be so excited as an Islanders fan. And when you're thinking about this and you're watching this, you got to be thinking, if you're Keaton Verhoff's agent, this is kind of a good look, because, most of the time it's the flashy forward going number 1 overall. Well, the Islanders take the Schaefer kid, and now maybe these teams might be thinking, maybe we're finding a Schaefer and Verhoff here, so we might take this kid first overall. It's not out of the realm.
No, it's definitely not. And I mean, I seen a stat that Verhoff, the freshman underage goal leaders for NCAA hockey in the last 10 years, and some of the names that were popping up, it's like 4 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals, 7 goals for the entire year. Verhoff's already got 4 goals, and he's going to be a kid that probably hits double digits for goals. So let's transition to that, Ozzo. Let's get into some college hockey. Did you watch this weekend? Did you watch North Dakota? I was not able to watch, but did you get a glimpse, or did you watch both games against Duluth? Obviously got the split, got the OT point. How did the fellas look on that front, if you were able to watch?
Yeah, I watched the first night, and I watched a little bit of the second night. Nodak could not contain that plant line with Shagabe. This line, I don't know, that night, Friday night, I don't know if I've ever seen a better first line in college hockey. Like, these guys were just tearing North Dakota up. It was some of these plays, I was like, oh, fuck, that was nasty. Bang, goal. So I was impressed with them. If it weren't for them, North Dakota wins that game. I thought North Dakota overall has the better team, but Duluth definitely has the better line. So, and then Saturday night, they looked great. They took it to Duluth the whole game. And, I would say if you're on North Dakota's team, you're kind of happy with where you're at and where you're going, but you're going to start expecting to win 2 games on a weekend. One isn't going to be enough.
So what was the knock on why we didn't recruit the Shagabe guy from Warroad? He went to Green Bay. His brother Shogs, shout out to brother, played football at UND. He was there when I was there. I believe he was a couple classes above me. But brother Shogs was a linebacker or running back football player. So the familiarity with the Shagabe family has always been tied into North Dakota. Why is that a guy we didn't offer a scholarship to? Was it his feet that we were worried about? Was it his build? Because he was Mr. Hockey, wasn't he?
Yeah, I can't remember if he won Mr. Hockey or not. He might have, but I honestly think it wasn't his skill, it wasn't his skating, it wasn't his hands, it wasn't his shot, it wasn't his work ethic, I guess, either. The only guess I have, Jordo, is in high school, he played 35 to 40 minutes a night on the ice, So he's not exactly playing a college or pro style hockey game where, you're dumping and chasing and you're actually giving full effort for 45 to 60 seconds. They kind of just play, they knew they were playing against high school players and they're so much better than them. I think it was his habits in high school that the type of style of game he played, I don't know if they trusted it. And then he went to the USHL. I don't think he completely lit it up there either. So I don't know. That's my only guess. That's my only guess. And this kid's clearly can play at the college level too. I mean, he's unbelievable.
So would you say now that he's played a few years at Duluth, do you think he is a legitimate pro prospect? Like, is he?
Yeah. For sure. I like.
Like, is he a guy that you think that can play in the National League, or is he? You do?
I look at, when you look at the National League, Jordo, you think, what are the main things you're looking for out of these good college hockey players? There's some of these guys almost go on to win the Hobie, and you kind of know, like, I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think he's going to play in the NHL. Well, this kid, I think you look at skill level and probably skating. Sometimes you can mix and compete there too, but this kid has the skill level that you need to play in the NHL. Like, this kid can snap it around, and he's got patience and moxie, and that's one of the most important things I look into, especially in college. And the skating has to be there too, and this kid can skate. He's got a good stride. He moves around well out there, and he can also slow the game down as well. So I'm not saying he's a for sure NHL lock like some of these guys might be, but he definitely has a good shot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this first line with the Plant brothers. Maxi Plant, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points in 10 games. Zam Plant, that's a interesting name, 6 and 10 and 16. And then Shoggs, he's got 4 and 12. So, I mean, these guys are just absolutely lighting it up. Duluth looks good. Who does Nodak have this weekend? I haven't even checked.
Omaha.
Okay, so Omaha, they're a scrappy bunch. Are they going down to Omaha, or is that at home?
They're going down to Omaha and playing at Baxter.
I wonder if they're busting, or I wonder if they're flying, because it's always dependent. If you swept the last time you went there, you would do what you did the previous time. So if you bust and swept, you're busting down the I-29 and back. If you ended up sweeping and you flew, well, boys, we're flying back down there. That was always, I was like, fuck, like, can't we just fly every time? Come on.
I can't remember who I was talking about that with, but it's so funny how, the tradition, there's a little bit of a tradition at Nodak that, things are a little bit superstitious. You got those little quirky type superstitions that, like, those sweep rolls and busting or flying to Omaha, or, Hack used to have some of those. Like, he never wanted to wait somewhere.
No.
Remember when we had to fly to Minot and bus home like 4 hours or 3 hours or whatever?
Oh, yeah. We were coming back from Denver, right?
Yeah.
We went from Denver because we couldn't land in Grand Forks. There was like an ice storm in Forks. So we had to land in Minot, and then we took the Iron Lung like 3.5 hours because we were going like 15 miles an hour from Minot to Forks, from Wynot to Forks. Hey, I was gonna say, Nodak, I love that we're chartering the fellas still, and you don't take that for granted. But let's not be posting the Allegiant bird if that's what we're taking to some of these trips. I mean, those birds don't even have Wi-Fi for the boys. It was Delta back in the day. I don't know if we've gotten into some budget cuts or what's going on, or we partnered up with Allegiant. But if we're flying Allegiant, don't be taking pictures and posting that on the hard gram on a post on our Instagram page for the University of North Dakota Hockey. That don't look great, boys. Come on. We
should ask Allegiant if we're gonna take that picture. Let's just ask them if we can, have our photo editor, crop it white and then maybe put a logo on the bird to act like it's our we bought the thing.
Yes. Like, can we get some decals on this thing, or can we have someone Photoshop this who's working in the social department? Because Allegiant, I mean, I fly Allegiant. Sometimes when in Rome, right? Sometimes I got to fly from Mesa to Fargo, and also has to pick me up to go to Forks. So I'm not saying I'm too good for Allegiant, but if we want to get some recruits in here, like, the boys need Wi-Fi. They need to be able to wheel and deal when they're up in the air at 30,000 feet. So I thought that was funny. I chirped it on the Instagram too. I said, "Fuck, no Wi-Fi in that bird, boys, eh?"
You get any responses to that? You think any of those boys see that?
I think a couple of them saw it. Hey, I think that Zellers maybe would have saw it. His goal though on Saturday night was nasty. That toe suck, a little around the defenseman. How are you?
That kid's got
upstairs.
It. Yeah, that kid's got it. I love that kid.
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, his dad's from Devil's Lake, his mom's from Bismarck, so he's got North Dakota ties, and a kid that definitely bleeds green. So yeah, he's the real deal. I got to start watching some more games here. I got to tune in. It's just hard with the NCAA. you can only buy so many packages, Ozzo. The NCHD package. I got this Utah package. I mean, you could be all in for $1,000 a month. These streaming services, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, you got to take out a mortgage to pay for the streaming circuit.
Got to sell my car.
Yeah, it does add up, and it is kind of expensive, but yeah, I pay for it. I kind of look forward to it if I'm sitting at home. That's what I'll turn on, and yeah, I mean it's funny watching it from the NHL. You go from the NHL, which I've been watching a lot of lately, and you go to college, and it's so different. But there's certain things about the college game that are also, fun to see. There's a little more. The skill stands out more.
For sure.
In a college game, which is fun to watch. So, yeah.
How about Binner last night trying to steal Ovi's 900th goal puck? I mean, that was hilarious. I haven't talked to him yet, but I was just like, oh my God, Snow.
See how many people are pissed at him too.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
And then he gets pulled right after too. That was the best part. Like they go down 4-0. And then I didn't see it, but somebody was telling me, I think it was my mom actually at dinner tonight. She's like, did you see Binner's interview? I'm like, no, what did Snow say? And she's like, basically said that he's like, yeah, well, I basically assisted on that goal. So I figured it's kind of my puck too. Just trolling the media. I love it. And even like when the times how it's going in St. Louis right now, you always forget, Ozzo, how good the fans are in St. Louis and the Blues fans. It's a sneaky, passionate bunch. And it's always one of those cities when at the end of the year they put up the NHL TV ratings, it's always in the top 5. And I didn't realize how bad it was there right now. I mean, seems like it's utter dire straits. Our boy Marshy Marsh, who works on the radio, our boy Kells, B. Keller's a nail gun. He's a good dude, a big-time St. Louis Blues fan, both friends of the pod. But I just threw out a tweet last night. I was like, what is going on? Talk to me, St. Louis. And I probably had about 70 people respond just of their complaints, how it's going there, the brand of hockey, the inconsistency. I mean, Jordan Kyrou was a healthy scratch tonight, making 8 and a hook. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, he was healthy against Buffalo, and they won. Monty
putting the foot down.
Seriously, I mean, and Ozzo, it's bad because he had like 182 game streak of consecutive games where he hasn't missed. So now his streak, I mean, not that he was going to get to Phil Kessel level, but still, you like to keep that going. So it must have been really bad to the point where Monty felt the need to scratch, because Monty is one of those guys that's a player's coach. He understands what that means, that magnitude for a player. Like, you're going to scratch me? I'm on a fucking 183 game heat or whatever it is.
Probably hard as hell for Monty to do that.
For sure. I mean, especially, a guy making 825. I know it's only one game, and who knows if he'll get scratched for another game, but it's just like, it must have been to that point with Kyrou, because you know how much Monty loves skill too. It's that's his style of play is not cheat for offense, but let's play a high level of offense.
Yeah, I guess he's -8 on the year.
Yeah,
8 points.
Yeah, man, they're having a weird time, and I think the construction of the roster, like, they have a lot of good dudes still, but I just think that roster it's missing a lot. You know what I mean? They're missing a couple defensemen. There's some holes in the middle 6, and kind of a weird bag of players. You got Buchnevich, who's, he's a solid player, but he's kind of up and down. Then you got this Joseph, who's
Braden Shen -13. Oh, that's tough.
Fuck, Shenner. And he's throwing too still.
Still throwing too.
Still throwing. He's the only guy that's throwing.
I mean, the Wild, I feel like the Wild are even more of a surprise.
Yeah.
Like they're 30th out of the league right now, Jordo. They're 30th out of 32. St. Louis below them, Calgary at the bottom.
I mean, I know he's a great player, Ozzo, but $17 million for Kirill Kaprizov, dude, he took those guys to the woodshed. I was still laughing at that contract. I mean, I went and just saw Nicky, and we were just dying laughing. Like, he got $6 more million than all these other guys. Like, he just took that. He took that Leopold and Billy Guerin to the woodshed. I know they were in a lose-lose situation where they have to re-sign him, but it's like, couldn't he have got that deal done for 15? I mean, Martin Nashis just got 11 and a hook. I might take Nashis over Kirill.
I mean, for contract wise, I mean, I still do believe Kirill is one of the best in the league, but when all these other guys are making $4 million less per year, it's like, what are we doing here? You got this other guy for 13 million, and then you can get a $4 million player. What are you going to take? It's like a no brainer.
Well, I mean, you never fault the guy for getting paid, right? We're like,
no. This isn't Kirill's fault.
No, I'm just thinking if I'm on the other side of things, if I'm Billy Guerin, William Guarantee, and I'm the owner there, Craig Leopold, I'm probably thinking, scratching my head a little bit, maybe we just got a little bit horny with that number. I mean, when you see Jack Eichel come in at $3 million less, and then you see Martin Necas come in at $6 million less, Martin Necas is a 90-point player. Like he's not some Joe Schmo here, brother. Like he's a high prolific player, like a legit all-star. So I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, he fleeced them, good for him, but I don't know. And it will, if it puts Minnesota, I mean, like the cap, everyone always says, yeah, the cap's going up. Well, yeah, it's going up, but when you're paying one guy $17 million, it kind of handcuffs you a little bit when he's taking up 14% of the cap or 15% of the cap, whatever it is. It's just, that number is still just egregious to me.
Yeah, I mean, and right now, I guess what I'll say is it certainly looks outrageous right now, Jordo, but I'm gonna wait for my final, thoughts on it, and we'll see how it plays out. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not really getting any help either right now. If you look at I just don't think any of their guys are playing well. And when you talk about some holes in the roster, I think they have some. I mean, they're the hometown team here, so I want them to do well. I feel bad for him, man. But like this Steve Bouillon, he's got 9 points, but he's dash 11.
Yeah.
So he's clearly letting the puck, find the net when he's out there.
And plus minus is not everything, but when you're minus 11 and you have 9 points, there's a disconnect there.
There's a disconnect. You should not be. Yeah. So I don't know. You look at those two teams. When do you hit the panic button in the NHL season? Because it is still early. It's 15 games in. You can easily turn things around.
Yeah, I think the real panic button comes in right around American Thanksgiving. So give them another 2 weeks. The way they're playing Ozzo, that's another 10 games almost, because they're playing every other day, right? It's 20 odd days away. That's another 10 games, at least 8. So if they're still in the absolute shit box and you're in a hole and you're in a rut come American Thanksgiving, I think you got to be a little concerned, because you can't let it bleed out into the new year. And then you know how fast January is going to go, because everyone's thinking about the Olympics. It's going to be dry January. They're going to have Gary's 185th Winter Classic. And the next thing you know, they're going to be promoting Milan. So I just think for Billy Guerin, what do you even fucking do, though? Like, you don't want to get to the point where you're selling away assets to get players just to get into the playoffs and get beat out in the first round when you're legit not going to be a contender to win. You also have to think that you have to put a competitive team around Kirill to show him that you care. I mean, the guy just signed. That's a weird place to be in, because you have some younger players locked up, but I feel like their older core of veterans are kind of just a bunch of castaways at this point, Ozzo. Like Tarasenko, you bring him in. Yeah, he's a guy that's a proven scorer before he had 4 surgeries on his shoulders. You have Zuccarello. He's not getting any younger. That you see that quarter, it used to be a nickel, and that quarter is almost a 50-cent piece. Like he's getting up there. I think he's an 87 or an 88 born player. And then on your back end is a bunch of depreciating assets too. Jonas Brodin, yes, he still has one of the best sticks in the league, but Spurgeon ain't getting any younger. Bogosian's a nail gun, but he's fucking played a lot of hockey. I don't know what you do there, man. That's a weird one for me. You know what I mean? And we need more from our boy Hartsey. I love Hartsey, but he's in a little bit of a rut. Foligno not getting any faster there. Like, there's a lot of good dudes on that team. There really is.
Oh yeah, they're a beauty team.
Right.
They're a team you want to win.
100%. But it's like, fuck, boys. Like, what do you do? Because Billy Guerin committed to all those guys. Like, I think Billy Guerin's like a legit good dude. Like, he's like a player.
He is.
So
he means well, and he believes in these guys,
Right. So what do you do, Ozzo? Do you wait to go to free agency and overpay there and hope to get some guys? I mean, I think they thought they were going to get either Besser or Brock Nelson this year, right? They probably did. They probably thought
Yeah.
they were getting one of the two. I know they thought they were getting Brock Nelson, and then they
Yeah.
re-signed him in Colorado. Besser, it never really seemed like it was going to be a spot, but I think they were kind of holding on to hope. But what the fuck do you do if you're the Minnesota Wild? Because you don't really have that many prospects in the system. You don't.
No, that's what I was going to say. Their young guys aren't helping them out.
No.
You know, the guys coming up through the system that were supposed to be or maybe supposed to be good, you know, they haven't helped them out a ton. So, you know, and sometimes if you want to be a really good team in the NHL, you need some of those guys to pan out.
Yes. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird times in Minnesota. It just seems like so on brand with the Minnesota Wild for their entire existence. Also, they like give you a little bit of hope for a couple years, make it to the playoffs, maybe make it to the second round, and then it regresses. And then they build it up again, and it's a second round team, and then it regresses down the hill. And they're finally getting over those buyouts too, with Suter and Parise, where they were cap strapped for so long, and now it's just like, I don't know what you do. It's a hard place to recruit players to go, and I don't know if it should be. Like, I feel like it kind of gets a bad rap. Like, the barn's unbelievable. The fans are great.
Yeah.
What's the hang up? Is it just the single guys don't want to come in and talk to a bunch of blondes? Like, I don't like what's
I just don't know if they've ever had a team where guys want to sign.
and it's yeah.
Maybe, you know, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it's a city. I mean, you know, if you're looking at it, if you're not from around the Midwest, what do you view the Minneapolis as? You probably view it as a little dinky little town.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad place to play. I don't know. I don't know what they do there.
Like, do you tank it to the point where you can get like a top 5 pick?
Yeah, right now you do.
You know what I mean? But that doesn't guarantee you. Say you get the 4th overall pick, that doesn't guarantee you to get a generational talent. I mean, it could be Cale Makar, it could be Griffin Reinhart. You know what I mean? Those are 2 4th overall picks. Like, that's a pretty. One guy played 30 games. One guy's the best defensive maybe of all time. Like, the 4th to 6th pick doesn't guarantee you a nasty player.
No.
Like, you almost have to get the 1st pick or the 2nd.
And you got to be lucky. Like, is there really any way to know how these guys are going to pan out? You know?
No.
You think you know. All these guys think they know. And when they hit, they're like, oh, I told you. But you don't actually know.
Dude, you'll have scouts telling you that they knew about some guy they took in the 6th round. That, oh, yeah, I knew he was going to pan out. It's like you had no fucking idea. You're throwing darts blindfolded, shit-faced, hoping you hit a triple 20. Like, dude, you have no idea. Oh, yeah, I watched him. I watched him as a young kid in Monami, Quebec. Then he went over there to Victoriaville, and he was a little undersized, but then he hit a growth spurt. I actually saw him in a practice do this one move, and I said, you know what?
Dad was a linesman, so I knew he was raised right.
Yeah, he took him you should have seen his grandpa on his mom's side. The forearms, those are exactly the ones he had. I shook his hand back in the day in Quebec City in 1994. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You have no fucking clue. It's literally just the draft is a crapshoot. It really is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So,
but yeah, I don't know what to, and they got Mojo, Marcus Johansson, Jordo.
Another depreciating asset.
He's only getting paid, I think, like $950,000 though, and he's got 13 points. Like, you're getting a lot out of that contract.
Yeah, I remember last year when he got chinned. We gave him the paper bag chin because he just got grazed by McDavid. Remember that was the play when he was sitting on the half wall, like, you know, kind of playing on the rail in the dot lane as a winger, and McDavid cut in and chinned him, and we gave him the paper bag chin of the year award. Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you do there, man. It's definitely trying times in Minnesota, but I feel like that whole Central Division is just weird. You got the Diddy Hawks. You got Nashville is in a weird spot. St. Louis is in a weird spot. Dallas, yes, they're always going to be in the mix. Colorado buzzing, of course. But then you got Winnipeg, and then you got the Utah Mammoth.
Is Anaheim going to hold on?
I know. Is Cutter Gauthier going to score 40 goals? Actually told John Tortorella, like, I'm not playing for you in Philadelphia, demanding a trade before he even got to the National Hockey League. Like, that kid looks sick. Like, It's kind of
It
crazy to
does.
say, Ozzo, that coaching might actually mean something. Greg Cronin maybe wasn't the fit in Anaheim. You bring in Coach Q, it's literally the same team. You added like 2 players.
Yeah.
Maybe coaching has something, maybe being a good dude has something to do with a winning hockey team. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Yeah, giving guys confidence, maybe.
Maybe not just taking away their confidence and trying to turn Trevor Zegras into a fighter. I don't know.
I'm not saying Cronin was taken away. I don't know how he coached, but yeah, I mean, there certainly has to be something to it. You wouldn't think all these guys just simultaneously get that much better over a summer. How much are these guys actually grinding in the summer to completely change their game and take it to the next level? Like, I know they're working hard, but most of the time you kind of know what you got in these guys.
Yeah, and your younger players will always take the next step, but I just think it helps so much when you have a guy like Joel Quenneville who can go in there. And for Q, I mean, although it's not like he's in the same situation as Greg Cronin. Greg Cronin coming into the league, trying to assert himself, kind of rebrand himself at the National Hockey League level. Like the tension and the stress just internally, a guy like that would have over Quenneville, who's won 4 cups. You know what I mean? Coming back, he's got a new lease on life. Like he's 65 years old. He's living in Newport Beach. He's tits up at the pool every day. He's probably catching a buzz by 4 p.m. Like, what is the real stress in Joe Quenneville's life? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to go coach a hockey
probably
team.
makes it a little easier to coach.
You know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't work, like, I mean, I'm fucking might die here soon. So who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Versus Greg Cronin coming in, trying to, bring this like alpha dominance to a younger core where you're really squeezing your stick, where Q is like, we don't really have systems here. Just go have fun, boys. I'll show you a little video. Our practices are 22 minutes long. Let's get the mojo and the vibe feeling good. Let's get the sun on us. Let's get out of the rink by noon every day. Like, you know what I mean? That just goes so much further when you have a coach that is not really worried about his job.
Yeah. Yeah. That does matter for sure.
Like,
yeah, they're off to a hell of a start. The boys, just steering the ship. 9-3.
They are. Do you have a NFL pick, Ozzo, for this week?
Let me look at my options here.
Yeah, let's go through the big board before we sign off here, before we get you to the UP. Let's take a look at just the National Football League. I think I got a pick that I want to give the people just one time for the folks out there. So mad Scattaboo is just done.
I know, that sucks. I had him on my fantasy team too, but I love that guy.
Ravens Vikings, that's an interesting line. Only -4 and a hook. I know Lamar Jackson's back in the mix. That's an interesting line there.
That is. At the Vikings too, is Lamar that good?
I don't know. I mean, 4 and a hook is.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ravens are 3-5. Minnesota scratching and clawing at 4-4. Lions Commanders -8.5 for Detroit on the road. That seems like a lot, even though the Commanders are 3-6. I feel like they're kind of randomly good sometimes.
Yeah, no Jaden Daniels anymore though.
Gotcha. That's true.
That's probably why.
Yeah. I like the Steelers road dogs against the Chargers. +2.5. I'm gonna go with that game. I'm giving my nuts a squeeze. I'm gonna trust my boy Aaron Rodgers.
A-Rod in the warm, yeah, down
back in Cali. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think it's the safest bet or the smartest bet, but if you want to give your nuts a tug, Steelers +2.5. And on the money line, that's +125.
Rams at 49ers.
Yes.
Rams -4.5, favored 4.5 points. That is like a trap game. Because you're like, okay, why would I not take the Niners who are at home and 4.5 points? That seems obvious. It's like too obvious.
That is too obvious. Yeah, that might be one of those lines where the money is just swayed on that side totally. You know what I mean? And they know
something. They know something I don't.
Yeah, they do. That is a trap game. This other game, it seems a little light. Falcons Colts. Colts at home only -6 and a hook. Like only by a touchdown. I mean,
the Falcons suck. Even the Bills. I might take the Bills on the road against the Dolphins -9.5. They got to win by 10.
I like that bet. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think that's the. Let's lock that one for the Live in 5 lock. I think
like
that's it.
that.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, Miami's just they stink. Their coach is all perked out. Tyreek Hill is baby mamas. He's got a 53-man
That's
roster.
a sad
Baby mamas.
organization right now.
That's a sad time. Tua just his CTE. Hey, speaking of CTE, you see our boy Antonio Brown. He just got picked up from the Chin of Dubai by the U.S. security. He is getting transported, I believe, as of now.
Attempted murder?
He's in New Jersey. The U.S. Marshals had to go get him. Attempted murder. But that video was crazy that he basically went to this. So, like Twitch and Kick, like these streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
One of these big streamers I have no idea. It was either on Kick or Twitch. Had this fight, and AB was rolling up to it in Miami like 6 months ago. And he gets jumped by like 20 dudes. Like, and somehow gets out of it. Like, there's video of it. And he somehow gets out of it, like kicks this guy in the face, gets out of it. And he was so mad, he went back to his car, grabbed a gun, and fired it in the vicinity of these people. Now, he didn't shoot it at anyone. I think he was just trying to scare some people. Like, shot it in the air at a parking garage. And I bet because the shot or the bullet was, within the vicinity or close enough to people to cause danger, it's actually attempted murder. So he's been hiding out with a bunch of chicks on OnlyFans in Dubai for like 6 months. That's why we haven't seen him tweet, because he was trying to keep a low profile. But when he would get high, he would throw something out there, obviously. And now they went and got him, and he's incarcerated. So I don't know.
Shut up.
I don't know if he's sharing a cell with Diddy right now, but fuck me, dude. Feel for our boy AB.
Oh man. Yeah, it'll be interesting when they research his brain.
Yeah, that's that's a stage 3, 4, or 5, I think, all in. So shout out to CT ESPN. I don't know where he is, but if you're gonna try to kill somebody, maybe don't do it on Twitch or Kick. So yeah. Azo, that was Live in 5, episode 104. Appreciate you making time. It's late. I'll let you go to bed. What time are you guys getting up and getting after? Are you working tomorrow, or are you just leaving right away?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into work around, probably leave my place around 6:45 a.m. And then I think we're gonna leave around 9 a.m.
Nice. Okay. Well, let's definitely wrap this up. It's about 11:20 p.m. your time, brother. Always tape to tape with the captain, folks. Butter Golf Mini Movers, the official sponsors of Live in 5. Thank you for tuning in. Until next week, Captain, tape to tape, Jay Swish, 93.1. We out. Woo!